Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Cousin Johnny here. Hope everybody's doing good. I got a great show planned, a great guest. But before I want to say a couple words, I want to wish everybody from here, from Buzzing with Cousin, a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, be safe. And I know sometimes it's hard, but if you can shop local, there's a lot of great unique shops here. You got farmers markets all over. I've seen jewelry. I've seen anything, garlic, whatever it is. They've got it. Woven baskets. In fact, I was thinking of getting one for a gift myself, and also buy a gift certificate to one of these great eateries out here. What a gift to give somebody. I mean, everybody likes food. So anyway, so let's get this show started. I'm excited about the guest I have. You may know him, you may have seen him around. He's a radio man, he's a media man, and he's an all around good man. And please welcome KC Lynch.
Well,
KC,
Johnny, thank you so much. Well, I'm doing great. I'm feeling a lot nicer and very humbled by your very warm introduction. Thank you. It's great to be on your show. I really had a chance to talk to you probably last year when you were first kind of starting out doing this. And you're still going, man, and you're doing it great. So I'm flattered that you want to talk to me. Thank you for having me on.
I wanted to I've been thinking about putting getting you on for a while. I'm glad we finally did it. And I know when I kind of got started, I mean, there's always room for improvement, and no matter what we do. And when I got started, with your experience, you helped me with some ideas. So I thank you for doing that.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
You gave me a couple ideas, and you also you give back to the community. So I want to thank you about that also.
So thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for saying all that. One of the things that I've done throughout the course of my broadcast careers is train others or help others and kind of mentor them or coach them in terms of the medium, or try to communicate a little more effectively, or in your case, doing a show local and just keep it short and sweet and have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah, thank you. So Casey, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Well, I'm originally from the Boston area, and I grew up in a little town called Dover, Mass. And I got to California in late 80s, mid 80s, up in the Los Gatos area. And when I was growing up, I was into sports. I was not a very good athlete, but I loved being on the team. And then I realized early on that, it's not that much fun riding the bench. So I got into writing. I started writing for my town newspaper, covering my high school basketball team. And that kind of got me into journalism, broadcast journalism. So I've always kind of enjoyed talking. I've been in radio for over 25 years, retired now, thankfully. And did a lot of stuff.
So you just came to California for work, or?
Well, it's my father was in the computer industry. He worked for a company called Honeywell back when there was like 3 computer companies. And he eventually made it to Silicon Valley up there. I followed them after college and started working in Silicon Valley. Tried to be like my old man, but that wasn't working. Eventually got down to Salinas in 1992, where there was a radio station called 93.5 The Mix. And I started working there in the mornings. And it was just so much fun because I was in my 30s at the time. So kind of a late bloomer, but I really enjoyed it. Was kind of the funny guy. And the mix was hip hop, kind of R&B, old school music. And then eventually also got to play country on a station called Cat Country here in Salinas. So just very diverse background in terms of that. I've done talk radio, news, and sports talk, all sorts of traffic, you name it. And I've pretty much done it,
I vaguely remember that station, The Mix.
Yeah.
So your radio career pretty much started here in California, or?
It did. Actually, it started in college. I started on a college radio station, and I went to Marquette University, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then I began in Los Gatos station that's now KRTY. Back then was the CAT, KATD. And I was the weekend guy. And it was great. I was in my hometown, and I was working at the time at Nordstrom full-time, but doing radio on the side, and just loved radio, and fortunately got an opportunity to eventually pursue it on a full-time basis.
Yeah, wow, you mentioned Marquette University. That's a prestigious university there. So
one of the biggest thrills. You're probably a big basketball guy. Or you'll know Al McGuire,
right?
And I had a chance to interview Al McGuire one time, and
wow,
and also, I'm telling you, it was a dream come true. He's one of the most genuine, down to earth guys. My father grew up in the same area as Al McGuire and his family. His father owned a bar that my dad used to drink in, and he loved that story when I was sharing it with him. But McGuire was great. Marquette was good, but I wish I'd gone to school in California, man. Gotten out here a little bit earlier. I think I would have had a lot more fun, that's for sure.
Yeah,
a lot warmer.
You may not have gotten. Yeah. Well, that's how things go. But we still got a lot of years left, so let's do it.
Right, man. I hope somebody. Yeah, I'm hoping you're right.
So Marquette University, a prestigious university, and some listeners out there that don't know, that's a huge basketball school, and that the Final Four, the NCAA, they were always in the top 8 for years. I don't know how they're doing now, but
yeah, they've fallen off over the years. But you're right. At the time, it was Glenn Rivers lived right down the same floor from me. In fact, he married a girl. I was in the same poli-sci class with him. So
yeah,
some inside basketball Marquette trivia there for you.
Now they call. I notice around town they call you Coach.
Yeah.
How did that come up?
I got involved in coaching many, many years ago. And then actually in 2004, I decided, all right, well, why don't you try some college football coaching? So I got involved at MPC with the Lobos. And I did that for 3 years. I was the wide receivers coach, helped out with video coordination, special teams, assistant caterer to the great Joe Solis. And it was one of the, I'll tell you what, Johnny, I look back on my life and it was one of the best things I ever did. I just love the way Coach Casey sounds. And I love the connections I was able to make over the years, players, coaches, families of those players and coaches, and in this particular area. So I still help out every year with the Boys and Girls Club, or we haven't in a couple of years because of the COVID. But so I just love it, man. I'm a big sports guy. I do some play-by-play or color commentary. My friend Kevin Armstead and I did the Battle by the Bay a couple of years ago. Yeah, we didn't get remember that? Yeah. So we wound up getting almost 3,000 views, believe it or not, just kind of messing around with a semi-live broadcast. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I just like being involved, just kind of helping out and giving some humor, expertise, and some commitment to a cause I believe in.
That's great. I didn't know that you were one of the coaching staff on the Lobos.
Yeah. Not only though, let me just drop this. In my first year, we only lost one game by 1 point. We went on and won the Graffiti Bowl. We were highly ranked. Coach Rasmussen called me the good luck charm. I showed up, and it was really great. I still see so many of those guys to this day, and it's just such a cool thing to have been a part. The great Coach Pappas, who just left us last year, was such an inspiration and a mentor for me as well. So and I was a lousy player, as I said, man. When I was in high school, I was a tailback, as in KC, get your tail back on the bench, right? Yeah. I mean, but again, love the sports enough and the camaraderie it brought to me that I just always wanted to be a part of it.
Now, was Joe Bomarito there when you were there? Joe
was not there, although I got to know Joe through Herm Edwards' camp. He was pretty tight with Man, what a job, Joe! You got to coach over in Italy for crying out loud.
I
What
saw,
a great
yeah,
story that is.
he's
Yeah,
coaching a team in Italy,
yeah.
and
I
they got
followed him during the COVID. They were doing something over there, and but yeah, he's a great guy. I got to meet Cass Jackson, Ron Rivera, all the Ron Johnson, of course, and Anthony Tony, all the wonderful people around here. So it's just great jumping out. Anybody who's hesitant about doing it, I was real hesitant. I said, well, just get your ass out there and do it, man. And the secret is to show up with a smile, and just stick around and do whatever they need to try to help them out. Check your ego in the parking lot.
one thing about growing up here at Monterey High School, they had some of the greatest teams, and I think they only in a season, maybe they're lucky they threw the ball 10 times, not a game, the whole season.
The whole season, right? One pass a game.
It's like all they, and they won a ton of games. I guess they didn't have to pass, but
it is funny
one thing about Monterey Peninsula College is they open it up. They're throwing all the time. They've had some of the greatest receivers and quarterbacks there. And
had a chance to interview David Fales, who was from Palma, played at MPC when he was at San Jose State University. One of the first media interviews he ever did. David went on to play with Miami and Chicago, I believe a couple of other teams, and just one of the guys from the area. Mason Foster, was a great linebacker out of Seaside, had a great career with Washington. And I like the fact that a lot of these guys who come on back and give back to the community when they have some free time. And Nick Cunningham, by the way, was one of my favorite players up there. I was such a great wide receivers coach. Nick got into bobsledding and is just doing a heck of a job with his life. So very proud of my association, as with many and all the players that I got to be a part of with the Lobos.
Man, that is really great. I did a little research. I know you, but I did more research. I didn't realize that's really great that's an honor to be on the coaching staff of that.
Oh yeah.
Monterey Peninsula College, Lukey Phillips.
Right. Oh, Lukey. Yeah. Lukey was quite a guy as well. Yeah.
Lukey, then they just named that stadium the Lukey I think it's called the Phillips Pappas Stadium.
That's correct. Yes. We lost two of the legends, but imagine, you're just a guy who wants to help out coaching, and you get to hang out with guys like that, pick their brains. So, yeah, it was a really a great thing I had a chance to be a part of.
Yeah. One thing I noticed about you is, all the classes and education you have, people have on media, you can't buy a voice. And you got a radio.
I got the voice. I got the voice, sir. Right. As you can see the face for
voice, okay? Yeah. No matter how much schooling, you can't buy that. And
no, it's interesting because it's something that when I knew I was going to get into radio, I kind of began training it a little bit. In fact, this is my radio. You want to hear my real voice? Because nobody's ever heard my real voice much. This is my real voice right here, Johnny. So when I talk, people they're just blown away by it. So I stick with my radio voice.
Just carry a microphone with you all the time. Keep a mic in your pocket and just
I used to literally have my cassette recorder with me. Now, of course, you can do it on your iPhone.
Yeah.
But I did some stuff when I was doing radio. I would also do voices. I do the Italian voices. DeMarco's Pizza was one of our clients there in Seaside, California. Forget about it. That kind of guy.
That's great. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, when you were, did you DJ too, or just?
I never. You mean like in a club or something like that?
No, like on the radio. You were.
Oh yeah. We played music. We played hip hop, country. I worked at K-Wave, a couple of other stations. When I first got into it, it's interesting because we'd actually play. Started with a record, and then these things called CDs. And then eventually it all became digital. So there was no need, when I began, you'd have to sit in the studio for the 4 to 6 hours. Now you can go in, you can do what they call voice track, you just pre-record it, and you're done in an hour, depending on how proficient you are.
Last time I went to a wedding, the DJ just brought a computer and a couple of monitors and speakers.
What's that about? Yeah, I remember I used to, when I was starting out, I had the coffin. We used to call it the coffin with turntables and everything like that. I didn't really like the performing aspect in front of people at weddings and stuff. It wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't pursue that. Now
you've been working with Kevin Armstead with Destination 831. He's a great man and a community man, and he's great. Everything he does. First of all, he's a great person, and him and his wife Dee, but I mean, the things that he does around Monterey is really great.
As you know, when you're with them,
also a lot of times he volunteers his time, which is.
He does. That's how I first started seeing him. He just started showing up with his video camera and recording these events, and we got to know each other. This is over 5 years now.
Yeah.
But every time you're with them, it's kind of like you're out with the mayor, Elvis, Kevin. He's the most popular guy around. Everybody wants to hang out and see him, and and he's so polite and always upbeat. So. I'm flattered and honored that he and I are such good friends. We've done some stuff.
He's a good man.
He is. He really is. And as you mentioned, his wife Dee, and they've got those amazing dogs, Trigger and Jasper. But Kevin has been just an incredible friend to me. I had some rough times. Really was there for me. And as you said, always helping out in the community. Literally the guy that would give you the shirt off his back.
Yeah. I mean, you could be there talking with the guy, and all of a sudden you got to be on the spot. Casey, get over there. Here we go. And it's like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Here we go. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we covered a couple of fun things together. The thing is, he's working so hard. He's driving that scooter around between Sand City and Carmel.
Oh, yeah.
That's an incredible. He's got
it's called the King.
Right. The King, man. He's the king riding the king. And he's doing that, and he's got another job. So we haven't had a chance to collaborate as much as we would like to. But I think that in the future, we're going to have a chance to do some more stuff, because it's just effortless when we work together.
Yeah.
And I believe in him. He believes in me. So it's a really cool deal.
Yeah. I've seen he showed me some of his latest work, and it's
top notch. He's bringing the drone in now. He's got the whole capability.
It's like A+. Yeah,
incredible.
And you do your own show. You've been interviewing some guests around
I was doing that. When you're inspiring me, I was going to get back into it, seeing how much fun it is to just sit back and chop it up with somebody through this format. And I've had some people. One of the things I love doing is talking to folks and just getting to know about them. Just the same thing you do. I'm fascinated by musicians, songwriters, people that are really creative. It's interesting. The older I get, the more I kind of matriculate away from sports. I still love football, but not nearly as passionately. I just find myself really enjoying reading some poetry or listening to music and things of that. One of the things that I'm looking forward to is getting back out to see some of these amazing artists and my friends. I haven't had a chance to do that through the shutdown by choice. And I don't know about you, Johnny. The older I get, the sooner I like to get into bed, man. I don't know.
That makes Before I used to go out at like 10.
Yeah.
Now it's like I want to be home by 10, maybe less. Yeah.
I'm there for last call at the early bird now. That's my style.
Yeah. When I notice myself as being older now is, like you were talking about sports, and I'm still into it. Yeah. But I've gotten into like the history. I'm so intrigued by the history of Monterey, the Adobes, the explorers that came here. And it just, things that I never, I've been talking to the Museum of Natural History, just about the Monarchs. I mean, just amazing things that's in this community that when you were young was like, I mean, you didn't really,
Right.
oh, let me go get a beer or something. Now
Sure,
it's
I
like,
don't care. Right? No, I'm with you. You kind of just you absorb it, you soak it up.
I'll walk downtown and I like to check out the Adobes and they'll have the graphics. The first theater was,
Right.
was first established. What was his name? I can't remember. Jack Swan, I think it was. He came.
Okay.
He was a stowaway, and he came here, and he it was I think a little inn, and then they said, "Why don't you do a show here?" And he goes, "What?" We got some actors in town, and I guess they did a show, and it became the first theater. It was first theater.
Really,
Yeah.
I've been on that, and the cool thing about where we live in Monterey in particular is just how easy it is to get around, and to once you take advantage of that history. On the Facebook, I love the old photos that people post of the images. James Chang, I believe, or he's got that group, and
yeah,
and I love to just look at it and say, okay, so that's what it looked like then, as opposed to what it is now, and it's such a special place. Unfortunately, did not grow up here, but sure, I'm grateful that I have a chance to be here now.
Well, you're here now. We're glad you're here, and
thank you.
Everybody, this amazing community. There's so many with art. We got artists, we got historians. I mean, we got musicians. We've got, and then we've got people that are involved. Like Jacqueline on the Tribe of the Sky. She's always getting people together, musicians, and getting that going, and just all over town. But Casey, I know you're busy. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, Johnny.
Really
tell you, pleasure, man. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, you do me a favor before you go.
Yes.
Would you? Let's pretend you and I are at courtside, and you're announcing as the Warriors are coming on, not the Golden State, but the Marquette Warriors are coming on the court. Can you give me like a 30-second?
Marquette Warriors, trimmed in road blue with gold, running left to right across your radio dial. Doc Rivers with the ball, driving to the right. He passes over now to Mark Marana. Back to Rivers. It's up. It's good.
Oh, God. I love it. I love it. I'm going to listen to that all night. All right. Casey, I appreciate you coming on. And I want to let you know next time I see you in person is I got something that I want maybe we could do together, and I got a little deal. I think.
I think it'd be fun, man. I told you I'm a huge fan of yours. I love what you're doing, bringing in the community, showing all these different stories and sharing them with folks. So I'd love anything you want, man. I'm down. All right.
Okay, my friend. Thank you for coming on, and take care. And we'll definitely do something together.
Good. I can't wait. Thank you.
Okay, have a great Christmas, and we'll see you in Monterey.
All right, Johnny. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks.
KC Lynch. That was great. That was really great. Radio man. I love radio growing up in Monterey. Listen, we just had the black and white TV, 2 stations. I love listening to you guys didn't think I was that old, did you? Listening to the Giants game or the A's game or 49er game on radio was just unbelievable. I love it. I still like it. Sometimes I'll turn the TV off. I mean, the volume off on the TV and go on radio and listen to the play-by-play on radio while I'm watching it on TV. But anyway, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. And I want, if you could, go to Buzzin' with Cousin channel on YouTube, subscribe to this to our channel, Buzzin' with Cousin. That way you're going to get a notice anytime there's a show. So anyway, everybody have a great Christmas, happy holiday, take care. Remember, do not booze and cruise. So we'll see you next week. Bye.